Welcome in. Welcome back to Explain 12. I have a super flight planned today in the Boeing 737-800 new generation model. And we're going to be flying from Varanasi in India all the way on a 1 hour 30 relatively short flight across to Paro in Bhutan, one of the most challenging airports in the world. I really hope that this is what people want. After that last flight to Greenland in the 737, of course, Narsarsuaq, I quickly realised, let's face it, those are the more interesting approaches. Now, there is a reason this airport is so dangerous. It's very much packed in between the mountains, and very much requires a steep approach, very much like Innsbruck. So yeah, there's a clear and obvious reason there why pilots would say a prayer before landing, and I'm all for that. We could probably say one today in order to honour the flight. Well, yeah, the plane is pretty much loaded up. That's a good time in the introduction there, just to get the plane loaded up with packs. I say it's getting loaded up now, currently, so we'll just have to wait. We'll wait for the IRS. I'm going to get our flight plan tuned. So, for this flight, I haven't chosen Air India livery since I don't have one. Instead, I've gone for this beautiful looking 737 Zibo mod skin, which I think it just looks the absolute bomb, especially in this low fog. Those reflections and that light just bouncing off of the metal there creates the super atmosphere. That's a nice little screenshot there. That could be the thumbnail. So we're going to hop in. You can see things are getting going. Let's close the cockpit door. We need to secure the cabin. Now, it is going to be low fog today, and likely IFR conditions throughout the flight. Flight plan has been downloaded and registered onto SimBrief. Through SimBrief, pardon me. Just have to connect to the VATSIMS network, which is required. So call sign is going to be, we don't have any airline, so we're just going to be Bravo Victor Golf 78, and we're a Boeing 737-800. There we go. So let's pray. Our Father, please keep this flight safe throughout and bless us all. Right, very good, very good. Initialization, what do I want? Index, navigation data, flight plans. There we go. So similar codes there to Varanasi and Para in Bhutan. Very interesting. So in terms of departures, we don't actually have a standard instrument departures today. We do have an arrival on the Star, which is a Subs Uniform 1. Flight level, flight number 78. Let's go ahead and put the packs on board. I forgot about that. Just make sure everything's switched on. It's saying 33 degrees outside still, so not bad. And then we want, so we're currently refueled, and they're just going to say we need more than that on fuel. We need 7,600 on the fuel, so 7.6 just about. And then reserves, I think I always put 2 in there. Cost index relatively normal today at 39. Cruise altitude 350. Doesn't surprise me given the shortness of the trip in general. And we'll just leave that there. Let's wait for the IRS. We've got 1 minute left on it, so perfect timing. And we can monitor the situation there with the packs and the cargo and things. Slightly different layout in this cockpit. This plane's a little bit different to all the other models. So it's got this modern thing up here which will pop down for landing. It's got a few new things in here which I've not seen before. Like this down here is not something I've seen. It's called 2-gate hood fix. It is fully functional. Again, that's a new feature in this one compared to the other like brands and other models. Probably because I suspect this is a just delivery rather than a airline, if that makes sense. So they're always different. You know, Ryanair wanted to be different to this. Okay, thank you, flight attendant. By the way, if anyone did enjoy that, I'm glad that people enjoyed that last flight, and I hope this one's just going to be as interesting. Try and fly in Europe most of the time, but obviously today's a little bit different. Flying in the sort of Asian region. Okay, cool. Well, it's reloaded and initialized. Let's go ahead and position ourselves.
Fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Okay, thank you very much for your fuel truck. I hope audio is good, everybody. I know voice audio is always good. Hope quality is good. We've had a little bit of lag today on the stream data. It just says it's having a bit of an issue, which is interesting. If you've seen me stream any other games lately, you'll notice not only can it run at a higher rate on a stream with no issues, but you know, it looks better as well. So the flight sims are really heavy on the CPU, it seems, or they're heavy on something that's causing it to do it. Okay. %16%. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get it to speed up a bit. I think I tried this last time, but I couldn't find it. And if you, by the way, if you change that checklist to detail, it doesn't do anything. It's just the same checklist, unless there is a detailed one somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. Right, yeah, I can't find it again. I was gonna say we speed it up, but it depends. Usually they're pretty quick. It's got both doors as well. Lovely little lighting inside the cabin there as people get on board. Nice and bright at the entrance. Of course, navigation and wing lights. Because it's a little bit dark, I will stick the logo light on today. It doesn't make much of a difference, but it still illuminates the aircraft for the people in the vicinity. Let's go ahead and stick flight directors on. Local QNH might be good, and then we'll set the takeoff minimums. So we're departing runway 27, I believe it is. Yep, runway 27 to the Paro, Bhutan, so 1002. I'd recommend setting it on the backup one first. Just so you don't forget. And the same on both. Is it synced? Very, very quick. And then, of course, minimums. It's pre-selected for me. I think about 1280 will be good. Right, let's try and figure out what's happening on this flight. It's a little bit dark in here, isn't it? Let's get the lights on. Yeah, it is very dark. And also with this thing, you can't really see the yaw damper switch. And I'm not sure how to pull that down. There is a way to do it. Ah, there it is. So you pull this down on landing. Okay, you can click that. I don't know what that is. There was a click thing here for the mouse. You simply roll or scroll your wheel, and it'll pop down. Ah, there it is. So when we come into land, we'll probably use this. Actually, we need it, I think, for this airport because it's such a weird approach. Yeah, we probably need it. We're gonna start getting prepared now for the engine start. So we stick all fuel pumps on. Again, different layout. So you'll see here, rather than having these like this kind of formula for the fuel, it's got the simple boxes. As well stick packs on while people are loading. You can always turn them off again. So we're about 200 feet, 300 feet now. We'll probably be landing. This is back to the same altitude. Yeah, packs on. I mean, we need it at 33 degrees, don't we? Okay, let's reduce that pack's loading time. I don't like waiting for the packs, I'll admit it. I'm sure most pilots, commercial pilots, would agree with me that it can be the longest thing you have to wait for in an aircraft. Either that or fuel things. Going short, is that going to say to change it? Okay, that's much better. That is much, much better. So now we've got to remember it's on realism. I'll leave it back on real for now. All the doors and things close. Brilliant. It's just a shame we don't have any ATC available. We're going to stay on Honeycomb for now. I mean, we may have some when we arrive. We don't know. Let's get our beacons on. We want to make sure we're prepped for the engine start. Flight controls can come on now as well in terms of hydraulic pressure.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Okay, thank you, dear, for your assistance. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the packs back off. I don't know if pilots would keep them on while you wait. It would be nice. It's just a nice thing and courteous thing to the passengers, I guess. There's no need to, though. Okay, let's go ahead and get better pushback. We can't really get clearance. Try and plan our route out here. So that's runway. Let's just get pushed back first.
Alright, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready. Great news, Captain, your tow's coming.
Our tow is coming.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Go ahead and hit that parking brake when you're ready.
And we'll do, but we need to just do one more thing, and that is to get the actual takeoff thing set. I've completely surpassed this, so don't forget it. Crucial part of the thing. So 5.5, that means we trim it nose up, 5.5%. I think the default is usually 5, and then we just set that. And now we should be able to change our V2 speed to, or on the IS Mac on the MCP to 152. Hopefully no issues with the auto throttle today. LNAV and VNAV. VNAV won't engage yet, that's probably normal. We've done the takeoff, we have. I wonder why we can't activate the flight. That's interesting. There's usually a cruise. There's usually a cruise button here as well. So I'm wondering if. Right, Biasus is our first waypoint. So it's obviously not. So when I downloaded the flight plan, it's come with the runway. There we go. Let's execute. Let's just check the arrivals in there as well. Yeah, so the arrival's already pre-programmed in, and we are expecting runway 23 arrival. I don't know what kind of approach it'll be. It's interesting. It says runway 23, but we haven't got 23. Just give me a sec. I'm assuming it means 33. Yeah, my mistake. So runway 33, and we'll probably do the whatever this thing is. I'll select it, pre-select it, and then we'll just decide when we get there. 35,000 feet, we're going straight up. I'm not going to bother checking the departures today. There's no other traffic in the area. There's no ATC available. 35,000, and then we're slightly heading, course to 27 for the runway. Trying not to overwhelm myself. It feels like that kind of flight, if you know what I mean. That's tension there. Okay, so 27 is we're just down 4530 as our squawk code. So the next buoy point here is we'll have to do a U-turn. Very steep view. Well, we do it at discretion. It's direct, so we can just turn out and follow that if we need to. Right, we pushing back?
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Okay, I've killed the parking brake many times. It doesn't seem to be working.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Light them up. That's code name for engine start. So we'll go for number 1. And you can see a little bit different again on the throttles. Is a switch rather than a lever. I actually do like that a lot more. There we go. So you can see a few things down here. We got the switches. Well, then again, that'd be easier to pull off by accident, wouldn't it? Than a lever. I mean, look at the detail. It's just amazing. I've had to cap it at 60 frames per second, but it does look absolutely incredible. Welcome, finders. Did you enjoy the weekend? Winter knocking. Oh well, no. Well, yeah. I can already feel it. It's kicking in real bad here. But yeah, good weekend overall. Cheers. Okay, engines have started. Bleed air off the APU off and just normal bleed air off the engines.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
It's going to be a challenging departure, everybody. We're definitely not going to SIDS at this the airport, but let's see if there's... Yeah, there's no SIDS, unfortunately. It is very nice. It's an international airport, so you'd think there'd be something available. And there's not even a call sign there, which is, again, another difference. We'll wait for him to disappear before we turn the taxi lights on. And then we're free
and we're
to taxi.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Okay, great. 5 degrees of flaps. Parking brake released. Let's get going. Okay, so the game has forgot my configuration on the... For some reason it's on roll. There we go, we're on it on yaw, and we'll probably switch to the remote control for takeoff of the rudder. Yeah, still no effect there on the nose wheel. It's odd, isn't it? We need to control the tiller steering, but for some reason it isn't steering it. Let's try and do it with a remote control instead. It usually does do it with a yoke. It just seems to be a little bit more Ah, there we go. So it is roll. Cabin ready. 5 degrees, the flaps is set. Going to turn the transponder on. Let's get the turn off lights and the strobes on. It even knows when we're going to take off. I love that. That's so realistic. We don't need taxi lights on before we take off. We'll keep them off for taxi. I mean, it's completely dead in the area. There's no traffic at all. It's going to be a steep turn out, everybody. Okay, one last check. Everything's looking good. Cabin is secured. Flaps are set. Let's keep that on generator 1 so we can monitor the electrics. Varanasi traffic. Bravo Victor Golf 78 is backtracking runways 27 for departure. Such a lovely, lovely day to fly. I love this kind of weather for flying. Sounds strange, but it's true. That sort of low fog gives you the challenge of the turbulence, gives you the challenge of potential wind shear, you know, thunderstorms, whilst at the same time it just looks a lot better. And I think it's very, very fitting actually for Varanasi. Not saying that India's full of pollution, but you know, it certainly feels more realistic having that kind of weather in this part of the world. I don't usually check the reverses, and I've never checked them actually. I don't think any pilot would. I've never seen it on the checklist on the sim. I know they are for smaller aircraft, but not for big ones. As you can see there's another turnaround zone. Probably for people who have landed and want to backtrack the runway. It's surprising, Varanasi, like I say, an international airport only has one runway for one, and it's got one turn off for the entire thing. Ground speed is down here, by the way, so we're going 15 to true airspeed at the moment. Usually if you turn like this you would want to be below 10 knots. 10 ground speed. Landing lights on, ignition continuous. Should have been continuous before we taxied. TARA is on. Seatbelts, flaps are set. Autopilot prepared. Minimum set. Standard Q&H, whatever it is, has been set. So I'll give them a call out. Varanasi traffic, Bravo Victor Golf, departing runway 27. Auto throttle is armed as well. TARA. Airspeed is alive.
80 knots.
80 knots. V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Positive rate climb. Gears coming up. Where's our departure to the right? We'll have to do it manual for now.
400.
Keeping both hands on the controls since we have an auto throttle. Making sure I maintain control of the aircraft throughout the departure. We're going to encounter... I thought it'd be more turbulent than this, or to be fair I have turned G-force off. Oh no, it's on, G-force is on, so it's just generally a smooth flight so far. Keeping an eye on the instruments, we're all IFR now. An IFR in the air. I'm just going to turn directly to our waypoint. We are pitching up a little bit too steep. Just going to neutralise the gear and bring the flaps up to 1. So there's standard pressure. We're going to set that now on both the instruments. Varanasi traffic, Bravo Victor Golf 78 is climbing to flight level 350. There we go, so now we can probably keep flying it hand flown for the time being until we get to our first waypoint. Co-pilot would do this part for me. Again, struggling with the pitch a little bit. I think we may have trimmed nose up a little bit too much. Seems to be a lot of upwards lift there. Flaps coming up. Try and pitch for 10, between 8 and 10 degrees for the time being. Vertical nav should have been switched on. We, again, a little bit all over the pitch today. There's that sort of rough weather I was expecting. Now we stabilise a little bit more, we're approaching 8,000 feet. I'm going to switch the autopilot on. That'll give me a little bit more time to focus on some of the other instruments. So we can turn RTO brake off. So taxi internal lights. The taxi light should have been off really. Ignition can go back to automatic. Weather radar wasn't on, but that's fine. There's 10,000 feet. Landing lights are coming off, and as I say, very very smooth departure there. So seatbelt signs are coming off as well. You know, that is actually a really nice and smooth departure. That's the kind of thing we need. I don't like it when the nose of the aircraft will pitch down so we're descending. That's something I need to work on still. It does occasionally happen in the 737. And you've got to remember, it's a big aircraft. As soon as it pitches down a little bit, it's going to want to descend. You need a relatively high angle of attack to overcome the drag. passengers with a checkout pressurization. Blimey. 35,300 feet with a landing. Cabin's climbing nice and smooth. I'm going to let you all just enjoy the climb. We're going to be climbing, by the look of it, I thought we was climbing fast. It seems relatively slow actually. Until we get to 307 that is, and then we'll be cruising. So step away for a minute, get myself a nice little drink. Anyway, I'm back in the cockpit. Look at that. That's just stunning, isn't it? That's like childhood dream come true. I don't think most people were playing things like Microsoft 2004's Flight Simulator or even older games that they did not expect it to get to this kind of level. This is probably on par with the real thing. Anyway, estimated flight time 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 hour, sorry, 1 hour 9 minutes, 1 hour 37 altogether. So we've got about an hour there. An hour to go to Bhutan. If you don't know where Bhutan is, at the moment we're in Varanasi, which is in India. We'll be going along the easterly route to Patna. And then we'll be passing through. Not going to go in as far as Nepal. We're going to be skimming Nepal. We'll turn to the northeast. And then we'll come down the top of descent into Bhutan, which is sort of on the easterly side or the right side of Nepal, also north of Bangladesh. So just a little bit of topography for you, sorry, geography for you. The actual topography of the area, as I say, is mountains. It's going to require quite a steep approach into the airport. Maximum speed, I'm looking at the not the proper charts, but it's given us a maximum speed of 185 knots, 17,000 feet, and that's relatively close to the runway. And the Subsu Subs Uniform 1 arrival. It seems like a straight and approach. Oh no, it's not. It goes. So yeah, it almost looks like a straight and approach. We'll be coming down over the mountains. The go round procedure looks absolutely insane. There's no straight line in it at all. So we're weaving around the mountains if we need to go around. Straight up to 16,000 feet. Again, maximum speed limit of 220. 185 knots. Again, the landing 185 maximum. Sorry, 145 maximum, so really slow. I'm not surprised because it's going to be, like I say, steep turns at the end. I might as well show you on the chart so we can all see what's happening. Half 6. It's a Quebec Papa Romeo. Paro International, so 7,363 feet. Holy smokes. That's insane. I thought one of the flights we've done recently in the 737 was the highest, but this seems to have beaten it. I'll have to go back and look at which flight it was, but there was one that was a couple of thousand feet. It may be in the Trans-Siberian flight to Vladivostok before that. So we'll put 7,400 in. And oddly, there's no charts. There are charts available for the airport. It's a shame I can't show you, but they're available on ChartFox. My mistake. So it's saying ChartFox, unfortunately we don't have this airport's charts integrated into ChartFox just yet. Right, so it's directing me to the Bhutan Department of Air Transport. Let's hope they got something available. You'd think they give pilots at least some kind of visual reference, especially if we're flying in this kind of weather. Poor visibility with, you know, minimal light. Okay, I found something, but it's not on the site I wanted. It's on something called tropicalvirtual.com, tropicalairvirtual.com, and it's basically just saying, well, we already know that there's a runway there. There's nothing else on it at all. Okay, this is the arrival. Subsu. We want Subsu uniform, so Subsu 1 or uniform 1. Holy smokes. Right, let's just, I'll show you on this, it may be a little bit easier, so you should be able to see. Set that to 20 degrees. Should be able to see it on here. So there's Subsu. I'll connect them. I'm assuming they're supposed to be connected. So you can see that steep turn there. Okay, at least we got a little bit of a guide I don't know what is it. It goes round the purple, like magenta line, and then around again. So I'm assuming that this is mountainous terrain. Up through the blue line, down through the blue line. Cool. That is just that is insane. So there's obviously manual flying involved there from the last waypoint of the runway. I'm assuming it's this point where the blue line starts is when we've got to start our manual approach into the runway. So yeah, as you can see, we take the left hand turn, then the little bit right, and then there's runway 33. Planning that out though is a little bit of a pain, because you and then obviously the go round is like a roller coaster. My goodness. Interesting. Just have to wait and see what happens when we get there.
Thousand to go.
Thousand feet. Love that. I gotta assume it's the co-pilot giving the call outs. Gotta love him. He's doing a good job there. Not really told you who he is, what his name is, because to be honest, we don't work together that often. Just when we fly the 737, and that's it. We don't know each other outside of the workplace. We'll try and figure out how to turn that chat list off. We don't want it popping up on the landing. So right, so there's no option there. Show widget perhaps. Cruise procedure anyway, let's do that. Let's just follow the procedure on there as it says it. So lighting, we go on cabin lighting, so cruise. I always forget about that, I never really do it. White, medium in the entrance, and level off message should be played automatically. Bear with me a sec, everybody. My quick keys are broke. Quick views. Oh what? There it is. Level off message.
Go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt on. Like scheduling asks if you are saving your seatbelt comfortably fastened for your safety. Onboard confusion on on-time arrival. No always keep people lazy either. So just stay quiet up here. Having enjoyed the flight and the service. Once again, welcome aboard.
Go ahead and turn these down, they're a little bit bright. We don't want to give ourselves permanent eye damage from it. super quiet in India, isn't it? You'd think there'd be more planes flying around at this time. I mean, it's saying it's only like 6:30 in the evening. I didn't also expect to be flying at dark. It is. So that clock in the aircraft is accurate. That's the proper India time there, and it's pitch black. Varanasi's 20 to 7 in the evening. Oh God, we should have we should have gone in the daytime. Oh God, I really hope we don't accidentally crash the aircraft again. We've only had 3 crashes on this channel, all of which were probably justified. Not justified, but you know, the consequence of things you can't change. So inevitable might be a better word. Just gonna say the crossfeed on we're in level flight there, just to balance out the fuel quantity. We don't want to land with an imbalance there in the system. You see the central gravity is looking pretty good. It actually shows you there where it is, or where it's supposed to be. In the ideal place, and then I think the blue thing here is fuel. I'm assuming that is fuel there in the wings. As you can see there, the centre of gravity is sort of moving backwards a little bit. It's sort of to the rear, so maybe we need it a little bit more centred there. Really cool detail though. You can see everyone in the area, so 27 in the front. I haven't really looked at this for a long time. You know, 40 there out of 42 max, 33 out of 36, 39 out of 42, etc. Same with the cargo, and it shows you all the zones. So like typically when I've flown a 737, it'll probably be around this area here, but they always charge more for this area for some reason. It's like more popular. I've never been on a 737 with a private first class area, because there isn't really first class on it. It's all one cabin. Again, just a more accurate, actually more detailed and accurate way of looking at the centre of gravity. And typical weights, as you can see, they're making out that standard male is about 80 kilos, which is, you know, that's quite a lot. But they're also putting a female at the same weight, and kids as well. So that could be changed. I mean, we know kids don't weigh 80 kg. Same as women most of the time. That'd be interesting actually. I'd like to change that to to a more appropriate weight in the future. Galleys F and galleys right, so that's forward and I don't actually know what that means. I thought it might be forward and aft. I'm assuming it might be that. You got one there for forward and aft anyway. So let's take off performance. Let's see if we can perform our landing calculation. Runway 33 selected automatically. We don't know the wind just yet. So it's saying QNH is standard pressure. If you go to metar-tef.com, you can find the airport QNH as it currently stands, and an accurate weather reading as well. Good, so it's VFR conditions in Paro, Bhutan. We don't have to worry too much. QNH 1017, so we can go back in here and change it. Outside air temperature is 19 degrees. Wind is variable at 3 knots, so pretty minimal actually. Okay, I'm going to change the wind. Flaps we're going 40. When's the ISO be off? Brakes. Yeah, I think then we're going with number 2 today. And then C speed brake. Can't really change that to auto manual. Right, can't change that. So landing weight we can calculate closer to the time. VREF will be adding 5 knots. I'm not sure whether there'll be a calculation there at the end or something. It just tells you the general configuration of the aircraft. I think we're going to have to set minimums as barometric today because we have a 7,000 plus runway, so we'll have to set it on barometric to get to the right altitude. We'll have to be 1,000 feet. Again, there's no charts. 7,300 I think it is. Let's set it there. I think that will give us about 150 feet minimums, which is not too bad. That keeps popping up. We've already adjusted the heading. Thank you very much. Let me do a few checks now actually before we land, because it's only a short flight. This thing down here is interesting. I would like to see. I don't know if you ever get that, your keyboard just stops functioning during the bloody flight. So odd. Yeah, completely stopped. Can't do much on it at the moment. So we need to get. I need to get the. Okay, so it's working on there. Just not for the good look around controls. I need the ILS if there is one. It does say without ILS. Let's set the course now. 331. Do the same on the co-pilot side. There we go. Managed to fix it. Brilliant. Let's get back to what I was going to show you. This little cool thing down here. It says print. I'm pretty sure this works. IMC conditions. That's so interesting. Glide slope 3%. Runway, we need to change that to runway 33. Okay, that's cool. Can change that. I'm saying pre there, not. Let's keep it an IMC. There we go. That's a nice little thing there. It's a 2-gate hood fix anyway. The hood is this thing up here, I'm assuming. Yeah, there it is. So that probably gives directions to the gate. I'm going to leave that down so we can see it really accurately. You can see it's the exact same as this instrument. At least we've got better visual out the runway. So 262 speed, obviously 35,000 feet altitude. IMC on this thing down here is armed. So it's saying A3 arm. I'm assuming that could be auto land free, but I've never seen it on the 737 before, so it's unlikely to be that. Or it may be. Let's just find out. LNAV, VNAV path, CMD. Okay, that sounds never a good thing. That's the air conditioning. It doesn't pop on the captain's, it's on the co-pilot side. So the air conditioning's tripped out. We need to reset that before we panic and suffocate. That can happen for a few reasons. I've talked about it before. It's not always clear though what is causing it. So in that situation we can put the packs onto high. Make sure the airflow is coming through. So yeah, the valve there doing its thing. Make sure we're not actually going to suffocate and depressurize. We have lost a little bit of cabin pressure, as you can see. It's to do with the airflow for the packs, for the engines and things. Now, I was always worried when it goes off that it could be a blockage in the system, which is obviously not what you want. But sometimes it can be caused by too high or too low a pressure as well. So that's why I stuck the high packs on to obviously spread it to the wings a little bit. As you can see there, so the pressure was relatively high, now it's sort of come down a little bit. Oh no, there it goes. So this may trip it out again. This may trip it out. Let's watch it. All systems looking good. Okay, that was very, very interesting. So it was, maybe it was running a little bit low.
Start service.
We'll just have to wait and see. If it goes too high, obviously we need to change it. Not far now to descend. Descending a BGD. 31,000 feet. It's going to be such an interesting approach in the dark as well. Maybe we should have turned the sun on for a bit. I don't think having the cabin lights is going to help very much. So you can see there, 17,000 feet. That's insane. So it's from 17,000 feet we'll have to land and descend pretty quickly. Thank you everybody for the support. I really appreciate it. It's been great to see increased comments, increased views, general love for aviation. So thank you for supporting Grantham CPT. Hope that you're going to enjoy many more flights to come. And we'll continue this for many years, hopefully. I'm going to select the pre-select to 331 now, so we know where we're going to be going. You can already see we're going to be going, again, it's going to be a right turn and then a left turn there. That pink/purple line will be our route. The blue line is all the go around procedures. No ILS for this. This is like the trickiest. I thought Narcissus was tricky and all the others, but that doesn't seem that difficult compared to this one, especially at night. Just keep looking at this area here because the graphics just look amazing. This is the 4K Zibo Mod 737, by the way. It looks brilliant. It would be good if they had an ADF or something. So here we are. We're leaving India now. We're entering Bhutan. Bahadur there. There it is, there's the runway. Let's see what we got in the area. So we have got an NDB, thank goodness. And we've got this thing here, so Paro, Machine to Navigation 1. A little bit of reference there for us, VFR, but we're IFR today. So we're coming down here. Obviously taking the right turn to this DME, I'm assuming, and then that's probably the point where we turn onto final. Runway 33. Small airport actually this is, so free frame we'll have to taxi all the way down to depart runway. Fingers crossed. The water brake is already on number 2. Let's go ahead and arm our spoilers. Doesn't want to arm. Does not want to arm at all. It's like strange clicking sound, so I just do it manually instead with my mouse. To do that manual on the wait for number 410 on the NDB. That seems to have done it in the system, put it in there for us. There's our descent. Well, good luck everybody, I hope you enjoy the landing. Again, apologies in advance if we do experience a major disaster.
And hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
Oh wow, look at this cabin, this looks beautiful. This is like a party plane, isn't it? Even got the LEDs on the floor. Super. Straight down to 17,000. You see there the throttles are idling themselves. May need the speed brakes, let's bring them out. Let's just slow us down. We are very, very close. There's the the DME we've tuned in, so that'll be the turning point as suspected onto runway 33. We're very, very close at the moment. I need to give a radio call. Just get rid of that for the time being, it's a little bit distracting. I'll put it back down when we land. Paro traffic, this is Bravo Victor Golf 78, descending to flight level 170 on the substitute uniform 1 arrival for runway 33. There's no traffic in the area at all, it's like the entire part of the world just seems to be empty. Seatbelt signs. So the tanks have evened themselves out. We can turn the fuel cross feed off. Landing lights are coming on. A little bit early today because we want to make sure people can see us. Let's turn the packs back into auto and let's make sure, I hope that doesn't trip out. Again, it seems to have resolved. The pressure in the system does seem to have, yeah, so it's not got built up pressure anymore there, which is good.
Any carry-on luggage may have taken out during the flight on the back connected seat in front of you on an overhead compartment. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin one last time to collect any remaining service items. We will be landing shortly.
So there are speed limits in the area, I forgot about that. 185 I think it is. 220, 185, so we need to slow down considerably. So we're going to select speed on here. Wait for it to do the flight level change first. Let's do it like that. So this will just slow us down in terms of descent as well. VNAV can come off. As long as we're at 17,000 by this point, we're all good. Again, approach height is super high of 9,800 feet. 708. There's 708 there. 710, so 10,000 feet. 708. 9,800. So yeah, 2,000 feet there from 708 to final. And that will be hand flown because there's no approach procedures. Cabin is ready. Let's go ahead and put our lights on in the cabin. So landing lights. As you can see there, the lighting there has changed quite nice actually this flight. They got all the different like neon colours it seems. Like pink, green, blue. Anyway, that's landing lights. Flaps have been set to 1. preempting it. And we're just gonna keep, I think we're just gonna keep descending now to 9,000 feet, just to be on the safe side. 9,800 feet. Standard pressure, so we turn that off. So it says 1002, I think it's 1007, wasn't it, for the Paro Bhutan? We had it on our landing configuration. How did I find it? So landing performance 1017, yeah. Accurate. Trim wheel's going absolutely insane, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like trimming it up and down constantly. Must have pretty rough weather here in Paro Bhutan. VFR conditions, but it's night time, of course. If you check the map, there'll probably be clouds. Yeah, there's a few. Not too many at the airport though, so we've got a good approach, it seems. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there with that. It's going back and forth to... let's put VNav on. Right, VNav's sorted it out, but it has given us the correct speed this time. Maybe it just got a bit confused what it was doing. Anyway, it's straight down to 9,800. Laps 5. Lever change now, so we're nice and early. Can never be sure with 737 who's going to get down in time. Yeah, that steep turn there, I'm not looking forward to that. That's going to be a challenge. We're going to set our turn thing to 30 now. Maximum turn rate. And we should really calculate landing speeds. 147. Drag required, yes. Should pop up on here, 147. VOR DME's tune. If we just sort of raise our seat and lower it, we can get in the right position to see all the information, so saying about there is a good spot. Reference speed down here, 147. Enunciate a recall. Flaps are set to 5, speed brake is armed. Don't want to be descending too much because we might crash. Again, that terrain warning will tell us if it's going to be too low, but it's saying now descend to 11,000 feet anyway. So we're all good. I think we're all good now to just keep descending. Not familiar with the area at all. We have got to stick to that line like it's our life depends on it though. This is by far the most challenging approach I've ever done. This is the darkest area in the world, honestly. I cannot see a thing outside. It's seriously pitch black. There's a bit of light there, but it's absolutely
Radio altimeter.
2000. Okay, great. There's the altimeter, so it shows how high we are above ground level. We're okay. We're not shit. We're in a situation.
400.
Cool. I think we just skimmed the edge of a mountain. Jesus. Jesus. Oh my goodness. We're supposed to be descending. How can we be too low down? Let's get the autopilot back on quick. That is just insane. It was going to crash us into the bloody mountain. Anyway, we've got to slow down. Let's bring in a notch of flaps. My god, if we hadn't have pulled up then, we probably would have crashed. I'm so sorry everybody, like the pilots, I should know that about this. I should know about terrain and things. I'm not surprised though. I mean, look at that. Right in the danger zone. Okay, so the pink line's illuminated. That's almost like the approach we've got to do, but I can't imagine that is the approach. I really hope this is going to take us to runway 3, otherwise we're a bit screwed. Okay, you can see terrain a little bit. That thing really, I thought that was going to help, but it seems to be blocking my view of it. And we are supposed to be down at this altitude
Radio altimeter.
oh god. Radio altimeter again, are we going to have to do a quick... It's the same thing again, blimey. We must be descending too fast. So you can see the autopilot's still on, but it's assisting me with the terrain warning system. In other words, it'll follow my guide with pulling up because it knows there's no terrain. It knows the terrain there. So see, the 1300 feet. Let's see if you'll get much closer. Yeah, so we just keep descending towards it when we don't really want to be. Let's keep our throttle high. Laps 15, so we can slow down a bit. As long as we keep above 2,000 feet above the mountains or ground level, we're alright. Unless this is a normal warning and I'm not used to it, so I'm overreacting to it. Anyway, flaps are 15, we are pretty much ready to land. Turn out lights, continuous ignition. This is it, this is the final approach almost. Paro traffic, Bravo Victor Golf 78 is on to the final approach for runway 33. Okay, this is it everybody, moment of truth. We either make it or we don't. So it's given us new altitudes there, 12,000 feet. Unless we've meant to do the missed approach procedures, but I can't see how that would be the case. Thank God we set minimums as barometric. 708, 706. 708, 706 will take control of the aircraft. Steep turns. Flaps 25. Sorry, flaps 30 it's showing on the system. Gonna have to set it a little bit higher for the minimums.
Radio altimeter.
$7,300. 150 feet minimums. Let's turn it back to 200 minimums. We're at 1500 feet still. Gears coming down. This is where we take control. You can see the runway. There's no guide on this thing. I thought it might be useful. We're right in between the mountains though. A lot of power needed in this part. Pull up, that's... Alright, we still got 700 feet, everybody. Full flaps. I'll leave the auto throttle on. We're going to go in for a manual landing. The runway should be somewhere here around the mountain. We're at the right, we're a little bit low. We're at the right, roughly at the right altitude. We're going very, very slow as well. Airspeed should be reference speed. So the runway should be straight ahead of us. I can't really see it. I cannot see the runway at all. I think we may have missed it. I think we've just flown over the runway, so for some stupid reason there's no lights on. Well, that's a clear go around. Unfortunately, everybody, let's go around. Laps up to 5. Sorry about that. There's no lights on the runway. We're going to have to try and get them turned up somehow. Or we could just put it on daytime. Great, there's a mountain. God, we're super close to the terrain. Full speed. Super close. See, we're literally flying over the mountain. We're gonna crash, aren't we? Oh my God. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The engines are still going. Oh my Jesus. Emergency lights. We have fluffed up the aircraft's landing, unfortunately. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did it in the night time. That's so stupid of me. I mean, there's no nights or light. It does say it's a 24/7 airport. God, that's embarrassing, isn't it? That's embarrassing. Oh well, I think that's gonna be the end. And I really hope we can do this successfully in the future. I mean, I know it's disappointing. You want a successful flight, and sometimes I just can't deliver it. So we'll have to make do with that.